Welcome to Brandstorm, the podcast that talks to the people behind America's brands. I'm Dan Kozinski, president of Platypus Advertising and Design.
And I'm Nancy Christopher, PR director at Platypus. You know, I think today's topic is kind of fun, Dan. We're going to be talking about promotional merchandise. I was doing a little bit of research.
Okay.
And the very first, at least according to Wikipedia, the first promotional item that was ever made was back during George Washington's election, and it was a commemorative button.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those.
You did?
There was some memorabilia book that I was looking at, and it was like one of the most coveted political pieces of memorabilia out there was a George Washington button.
Well, I would imagine he was the first. Well, for people who don't really know what we're talking about, and I know most of you do, promotional merchandise, they're referred to often as like premium items, swag, tchotchkes, and they're products that are branded with a logo or slogan and used in marketing to promote a company, a corporate image, a brand, or an event. I mean, when we rebranded back in 2006, we got our own little...
Yeah, we gave away little platypus animals, and we put them in a live animal box and sent them out with a field guide on how to care and feed your platypus, which was actually the company, and had all of our email addresses on it, and that was very, very well received.
I know, and I've lost mine, and I can't stand that because it was so cute, and they're hard to come by. I can't find any more in this office. So anyways, the long and the short of it is we may not pay a lot of attention to the swag we pick up at events and trade shows, but our guest today certainly does. His company offers more than 500,000 promotional products. Please welcome Josh Kozinski, founder and chief business development officer at Sky High Marketing. It's nice to have you with us, Josh.
Thanks. It's great to
Josh.
be here. Thanks.
Okay, so tell us about your company.
Sure. So Sky High Marketing has been in business since 1997. We're an $8 million company with 22 employees. We have offices here in Waukesha, and then we have a second office in Las Vegas. And we serve mid to large size corporations and help our clients promote their brand through branded apparel and merchandise.
500,000 products. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, any given day, it's hard to keep track of everything that you're able to brand. But really, when it comes to branded items, anything you see your brand on, we're able to help source.
So give us a little rundown on the state of the promotional products industry. How are things going?
Sure. I would say it's a very healthy industry right now. Sales from 2016 to 2017, increased 9%. And it now is an industry that does over $23 billion annually.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of business. So it's been growing for about the last 10, 20 years. I think it still is very important in today's world, especially as consumers begin to adapt their way that they take in news and shows and things of that nature. What we're seeing is we're seeing advertisers that are looking for fresh and different ways to stay in front of their consumers. And so sometimes we're looked at as kind of an outside of the box advertising medium, but we're seeing with the way, again, people are consuming their media now that it bodes, I think, really well for the future.
So Josh, in your opinion, what makes a good promotional product?
Sure. I think a good promotional product is one which has long-term usability. So on a daily basis, we're always looking to provide our clients with products that they will use frequently, either at home or at the office for an extended amount of time. Because once you can find that product and that solution, you're then seeing that logo and that company's name over and over and over again.
That's kind of the $1 million question, isn't it, Dan? I mean, we've gone over that with our own clients. What's something that they're going to, see
What's
over and
gonna
over again?
stick?
What are they
Sure,
going to
right.
use? I mean, pens, coffee cups. I mean, been there, done that a million times.
Yeah, so that is a good question. It is one that we get asked often too. And as often as we will come up with very out-of-the-box creative ideas, and those are fun projects to work on, inevitably, a majority of the time, our clients will go back to just the items that you mentioned, Nancy, because everybody has their favorite pen, everybody has their favorite polo shirt, everybody has their favorite mug or whatever, Padfolio. And so we do our best to provide creative product solutions, but at the same time, those staple items are really important when it comes to making those decisions.
But when you have your favorite coffee mug, right, and then you're going to give me a different coffee mug, it's got to be something special in order to try to replace the one that's somebody's favorite.
That's correct. So yeah,
so it's either got to be bigger, different,
yeah,
cooler saying on it, whatever.
I would agree. And that cup that is your favorite, whoever's name is on that, is appreciating the fact that that's your favorite one.
Right.
Can you give us some examples of some of those creative,
Sure.
out-of-the-box things that you've done?
Yeah. So when we talk about, custom items, we'll take a simple item like a t-shirt and we'll compress it into the shape of something for distribution and then shrink wrap it. So one of my most favorite projects more recently is through our Las Vegas office, we work with gaming companies. So we took an imprinted white basic t-shirt that we've done hundreds of thousands of, and we, again, compressed it down into the shape of a slot machine, shrink wrapped it, and put a full color paper insert card there that kind of talked about the product that they were looking to promote. And all of a sudden you take an everyday item like a t-shirt and you add some creative flair to it.
Yeah, make it really interesting for the
So the
for
product's
end user.
useful, but the delivery mechanism is where the creative is.
I would agree
Yeah.
with that. Packaging is more important than ever. And so our customers on a weekly basis are asking us to take that everyday product and create some retail packaging look and feel to it so that when they're giving those items out to their clients, they have kind of that gift experience that you would feel when you would go to a retail store.
Does that add a lot more to the price to be able to package it like that?
I would say that it's more economical than what people would think it would be.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have different suppliers because obviously probably the t-shirt guy isn't the guy that's doing the package. So there's a couple different vendors that are involved in that process.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, when you talk about differentiating yourselves within a very competitive industry, which ours is, those are the types of services that we're looking to bring to the table as we're looking to become a one-stop shop resource for our clients. And again, not only supply them with the product, but also talk about how they're distributing them.
Are there any industries that stand out more than another as far as users of premium products?
Yeah. So some of the largest industries that use our products would be the healthcare industry, financial, manufacturing, insurance. All those industries are very large, but when you really think about it, how many times are you giving out a product with a logo, whether it comes like from a beverage company or whether it comes from a radio station, a political campaign? I mean, I think we are interacting with branded items hundreds of times on any given day, or you also think of the flip side of it from a consumer standpoint. How often are you going to your school or to a sports team and buying an item at retail to show everybody that you're a fan of a team?
Sure.
So branded products, I think, touch us even that much more than what we think it does on a daily basis.
You talked about the packaging. Is anything else new in premium items that you could share?
Yeah, I think the two trends that we're seeing become very important. One is anything technology related is very hot right now. So when you can take an item that you use on a daily basis, like a power bank or a Bluetooth speaker or a charging station, and then put a company logo on that, we're seeing a huge trend in that sort of product category. The other trend that we're seeing is lifestyle items. So items that you're going to use maybe outside of the office, at home, or out and about. So whether it's a imprinted blanket that you're going to take to the park, or whether it's items that are going to be at your house or in your kitchen, like refrigerator magnets, pizza cutters, bottle openers, all those sorts of items, we're really seeing a trend that way as well.
I want to go back to the packaging piece for 1 second. Is the delivery mechanism of that now, is it, I would imagine some of it's trade show, but are you seeing a resurgence in direct mail? Because direct mail's kind of dropped off in the last few years with email marketing and that type of stuff, but it's hard to deliver a premium item in an email.
Right, yeah.
So-
I think what we're seeing is maybe a strategy that would involve an activation strategy where if you provide content or feedback or fill out a survey or questionnaire, that it's almost like a fulfillment mechanism where if you provide data, then we'll send you this sort of an item.
So more of a reward.
Yeah.
How much has the digital age changed your industry?
Yeah, so that's become a game changer for us, like I'm sure it
I
has
would
for
imagine.
many others. The speed at which not only we have to communicate with our clients, but also the speed at which we have to deliver product is much faster than it was even a couple of years ago. So when individuals have the Amazon Prime experience where they can get product in a couple hours, you start to see expectations of even branded merchandise being able to be delivered that much sooner. So we're always working with our business partners and suppliers to figure out how we can speed up the process with which it takes to get clients product with their logo on it.
I imagine that's made it difficult because there always used to be a rep that's going to stop in and talk to somebody. Now it's just on the keyboard. I can Google it and say I'm looking for coffee cups with my logo on it, and 25 options show up.
Absolutely.
So it kind of commoditizes
Yeah,
thing, but you can't commoditize an idea.
No,
So if you're the guy coming up with the idea,
Yep. Yeah, there is a value add there if you're coming up with ideas that are on brand. And so our best clients are those that kind of respect that we become a partner to them and understand their brand standards and the quality for what they're looking to put their logo onto. Because if they make that wrong choice and go online and pick out the cheapest item and it shows up and it's kind of not up to the quality that they were looking for, all of a sudden they're giving out product that is substandard.
Well, that leads me to kind of two questions here. So digital's also, I bet, had an explosion of competitors too that are saying they sell the same product as yours. So how do you determine what's a good company, what's not? Because there's a lot of stuff out there and some of it's not so good.
Sure. Yeah. So we have a preferred supplier network where we vet companies that produce items that we sell. And so we have a pretty intense vetting process to make sure that we represent companies that are going to have product that would be up to our quality level. And if there is a company that isn't up to that level, even if we can save a client a little bit of money, we just know that that's not a good business decision for us.
Is there a standard mark or certification that someone can look for that says, we vetted all this and this is a good company to be doing business with?
Sure. So not to get too technical, but there are some of those sorts of certifications within our industry. I think if it's a company looking to partner with a distributor like Sky High, I would just be also vetting them to ask the questions about where are they sourcing their product from and what sort of vetting process have they put into their supply chain. And then beyond that, back to Dan's point too, I mean, I think what sort of value added services is that distributor bringing to the table. So
Sure.
things that we have invested in that are kind of difference makers for us personally are we have an in-house design team, 3 full-time designers that are used to dealing with Fortune 500 brands and, logo standards and Pantone
Following
colors
standards,
and all those
right.
sorts of things. We've invested a lot in our online store service category. So we now will partner with companies and create kind of a virtual store for them, which puts us on a different level. And then finally, we also do offer in-house warehousing fulfillment services. And then 2 months ago, we actually brought embroidery back in-house too. So now we not only can set up a store with merchandise where customers can shop and see what's available, but we're doing the actual manufacturing right on site again.
So when you bring up quality, we touched a little bit in the pregame. People are now co-branding with quality name brand products, and you can do that as well?
Yeah, that's a really interesting trend that we've seen kind of pop up over the last couple of years is some of the larger brands that you'll see on the retail side, brands like Under Armour, Patagonia, Swell, Yeti, they've realized that before now, there was this untapped market of customers and companies that would like to co-brand on their product. And up until probably just a couple of years ago, they didn't allow that. Now they're allowing it more and more because they see the potential that is there for them as a company. So there's some standards that you have to go through to make sure that the logo you're going to put on their product is acceptable and approved. But we do see a big trend towards companies wanting to purchase branded merchandise that you would see at the retail level for themselves.
And are you paying a retail price for that product and then putting your logo on it, or is there still a wholesale?
There's a wholesale
division of that.
Yeah, there's definitely a wholesale division. And so you're typically able to pay the price that you're finding at retail with your company logo on it. So it's not like an inflated price.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could talk a little bit more about this virtual store that you help clients create. I mean, someone like a Harley Davidson or something has so many different products, they've got to put it somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah. So what we're finding there is we, about 10 years ago, started offering this service, and it's been one that has been a real game changer for us personally. But we will work with customers that have internal and external stakeholders and have a need to get their branded merchandise out, and then we'll create what we call an online store, which is a virtual store for them that shows all of their product online. That product is stored at our facility and then shipped out as orders are placed. And so that's something that, again, is not a fit for every company, but for mid to large size companies that go through a fair amount of branded merchandise, it's a really good
It takes a lot of headaches away from that internal person that's the keeper of the prize closet.
You are absolutely right. Yep. It is a time saver for them for sure.
No question.
Yeah.
Well, who would have thought so much goes into, my favorite coffee cup with a branded name on it? It's really kind of a fascinating business.
Did you see anything? What's next?
Yeah, I think that the trend will be for these mid to large size companies to look more and more to partners that can provide them with these virtual company stores. I also see companies looking to continue to work with distributorships as a logistics partner that can handle fulfillment needs. And that's another key thing that we've seen trending is just the need to have a fulfillment and logistics partner when it comes to your branded merchandise. So I think those two things are kind of where our industry is heading.
So what is the best way to connect with Sky High?
Sure. Yeah, you can check us out at skyhighmarketing.com.
We can find you on LinkedIn.
Find me on LinkedIn
Okay.
and send me information that way. I'll be happy to reply.
Well, we're going to put all those links in our
Links
show
in
notes.
the show notes. Yeah.
Okay, and if you like what you've heard today, please don't forget to share, review, and subscribe to Brandstorm.
This is Dan Trzynski, along with Nancy Christopher at Platypus Advertising and Design, an awesome company that creates perceptions that influence choice for a variety of regional, national, and even global brands on a daily basis. We hope you'll join us next week for another episode of Brandstorm.